Of my
It's good for me, Steve.
Are we ready? The mic's up?
Are you rolling when I said that?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, we're on. We got speed.
Okay. Al.
Yes.
Tell us about your plans, your exciting plans for New Year's Eve.
Well, the people at MTV are pioneers, and they're Let me try this again already.
Okay.
Well, you know, the good folks at MTV are pioneers in the music field. They're innovators, and they have a reputation for being on the cutting edge of rock and roll. And I feel that's the reason why they hired myself and my band, the Polkaholics, to be the house band at the Nero's Eve Rock and Roll Ball.
What are you expecting from this incredible event?
I think that this party can change the face of Western civilization as we know it.
How so?
I think this event alone can change people's expectations about polka music. You know, polka music is the new wave of the 80s. It crosses all the boundaries. It's black, it's country, it's hip, it's new, it's now, it's the coming thing.
The big one, the big thing.
Mm-hmm. I've known that the polka invasion was coming for a long time, and I've been preparing myself for it my entire life, and therefore I can now ride the crest of America's polka wave. I think that 1987 is going to be the year of the polka.
How did you foresee this? You say you've known about this for a long time. You know, if I got hired, would that help the shot?
It's actually looking okay.
Oh, okay, because I was just thinking I could put my feet under my body.
No, it's okay.
How did you foresee this? I mean, was there a hint or something that happened in your childhood that made you know you'd be the one to ride the wave of polka mania?
Well, I'm a student of pop culture. I've been studying the trends and the cycles in Western civilization for many years, and I concluded from my extrapolations and charts that 1987 would be the year of the polka.
So tell me what you expect to perform at this incredible Nero's Eve ball.
What
are you planning to perform?
Oh, you know, all the typical kind of polka songs, beer barrel polka and clarinet polka and sledgehammer, things like that.
Sledgehammer was always a big one in the polka.
Yeah, it's very big in polka circles.
I thought so. Now you've taken a lot of songs like Sledgehammer, I mean, we're being funny here, and given them the polka treatment.
You know, I think that most songs actually do sound better when played on the accordion.
What is the polka treatment? I mean, what do you have to do to a song to polka-size it?
It's kind of hard to describe because polka isn't just a musical style. It's a way of life. It's an attitude. It's a concept, a hypothesis.
What is the way of life, the attitude?
Well, there's beside the music, there's the clothing. It's a fashion statement, I think. There's the lederhosen, which is the funny leather pants, and the great thing about lederhosen is if you don't want to wear it now, you can wear it later. Oh, God.
Now tell me, Weird Al and the Polkaholics, how did you come up with that incredibly original name?
Well, the Polkaholics is really the same band I've always had, but we change our name every year to confuse people. They were the Stupid Band last year, and the 3D Band the year before that, and I think the Flaming Pigs from Hell the year before. I don't know. They're a very versatile group, and we just like to change the name around.
Does this ever get confusing for them? I mean, do you find them coming in saying, we're the stupid... Oh, I mean the...
We just have to change the name tags. It's not that expensive.
No?
Nah.
No, well, that's good. Tell us about the rock and polka connection.
Rock and polka are kind of symbiotic. You can't really have one without the other. Rock and roll has been big, and I think it'll be here to stay, but polka is coming in a big way. It's been slowly creeping into our culture, and I think it's gonna hit in a big way, any minute now.
What are the roots of polka in rock?
Well, the pioneers of polka were people like Frankie Yankovic, who's a good friend, but no relation, by the way. And I think that people like Madonna and Prince have had their day, but you know, next year I think that the big stars in the pop industry are going to be people like Frankie Yankovic and Eddie Blazonczyk and the Versatones and Lenny Gomulka and Little Wally and the real stars of the polka world.
Do they have to have funny names to be polka stars?
No, but it really helps.
Tell me about some of the great polka and rock and roll influences over the years, the people that really combined the two in an original way, as you have done.
Not that many people have actually combined the genres too much. That's why I'm trying to bring that into the culture.
Why do you think polka is the next big thing?
I've kind of answered that already about the cycles and civilization.
Okay. Why is it so natural for polka to enter the rock and roll scene, which you keep telling us it is?
Why is it so natural?
Mm-hmm. Is it natural?
Well, I think it's a natural progression in the scheme of things. Western civilization has been wanting this to happen. It's kind of a vacuum that needs to be filled, and I'm just the person to fill it, I guess.
To fill the vacuum?
To fill the vacuum. I like to fill vacuums. It's something I do as a hobby.
What other vacuums have you filled? I mean, we should know about these side things that you do.
It's like a giant black hole in culture that's been waiting to be, I don't know. What was the question again?
I want to know what other vacuums you filled. I mean,
What
this
other
sounds
vacuums
very
I've filled?
fascinating.
This is one of the first vacuums I've filled, and it's been a lot of fun, and I hope to fill more vacuums in the future.
Do you need a vacuum cleaner to fill vacuums, or is that...
A vacuum filler, yeah.
Oh, a vacuum filler. Okay. Can you buy that in the vacuum cleaner section, though?
It's very hard to buy.
Oh. Where'd you find yours?
Kmart.
Okay. There have been polka parties all around the country. You been to any?
I've done one polka party already in Houston, which was a lot of fun. We did it at a bowling alley, and it was a benefit for the T.J. Martell Leukemia Research Foundation. And hopefully in the upcoming months we'll be doing some more in places like Cleveland and Chicago and Milwaukee.
What do you think about these polka parties springing up? I mean, you have started a trend.
Well, polka parties are the new thing. I think they're going to sweep the country.
Do they need a sweeper to sweep? Get that? No, no. What makes for an ideal polka party? What are the ingredients?
Well, pretzels are very big, polka records, a couple accordions, the traditional polka garb, and some boysenberry yogurt would help too.
What does the boysenberry yogurt do?
Well, that's to mix with the pretzels.
Like a dip?
If you want, yeah.
I see.
Or else you can just stomp around in it for a while.
Is this something that you've particularly brought to polka parties, this boysenberry yogurt, or has that always been a part of an essential part of a polka party?
I think it's been around since the beginning of mankind.
Oh, I didn't know that. How do you feel you've inspired people to polka? What have you done that started this craze?
Well, I'm just doing my part to bring polka back into the rock culture, because it really hasn't been on the charts very much in the last few years, and I thought it was about time to bring it back.
Moving away from polka for just polka-ing away from
I think we've done polka here. we've covered polka.
Well, I think we have pretty much covered it, yes. You did a video that was a parody of the James Brown song, Living in America. Tell us how you came up with the concept to do that particular song, how you decided to do that video, all the things involved in living with a hernia.
Well, you know, a lot of people think that I did the Living with a Hernia video just so I could wear a silly-looking wig for an extended period of time. But that's not the only reason. I really wanted to pay tribute to the master, Mr. James Brown, because as everybody knows, he's the hardest working man in show business, and I'm just somewhere in the top 5. So I really wanted to pay tribute to the master and step inside of his shoes and get down with my proverbial bad self.
When you stepped inside his shoes, did you find that you could dance better? Or?
No, when I got inside his shoes, I found they're about 2 sizes too small. It was very painful.
Is that why your foot turned all the way around?
Yeah, I watched The Exorcist about 20 times before I did that shot.
Now you went up to Las Vegas. I mean, doing that video was really quite an extravaganza. Tell us about that.
Well, we went to the original stage in Las Vegas where James Brown originally shot Living in America for the Rocky IV movie. And got a lot of the same showgirls and the same choreographer on the stage, and it was a lot of fun. The only real difficult part was doing the splits, which I had to do about a dozen or so times. And it was kind of entertaining because every day my kneecap would turn a different color.
What were some of the colors of your kneecap?
Oh, every color of the rainbow. Chartreuse and magenta and fuchsia and orange and purple. That was entertaining.
But not everybody can physically do the splits. Did you actually truly do the splits?
Well, no, that was actually a special effect. I had bionic legs installed for the shot.
I mean, you know, some people really can't do them. You would have had to have like a stunt double or a split double. Or...
Well, actually, I'm so physically out of shape, I can make my body do almost anything.
Now you have a new video that's extremely different for you. And the last time you and I talked, this was a video you were trying to get done, and you were having trouble. Tell us about Christmas at Ground Zero.
Well, whenever the Christmas season comes around, I don't know, there's just something, the air reminds me of the end of the world. So I decided to write the song Christmas at Ground Zero. I guess I was inspired by that old Christmas movie, Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Half-Life.
Now, you wrote the song, and you wanted to release it as your second single after living with a hernia.
Mm-hmm.
But the record company said to you, laugh. No, that's not
Yeah.
what they said. They said, no way, this is depressing. So how'd you convince them that it wasn't depressing, or you should depress people at Christmas time anyway?
Well, my record label has been after me for several years to do a Christmas album or a Christmas single. So finally, 4 albums down the line, I decided to do one, and I did Christmas at Ground Zero. And I played it for them, and they said, "Oh, Al, you're a sick puppy, and this is very depressing, and I don't think you should release this." So they didn't want to do a video, and I did. So I paid for it out of my own pocket.
Whoa. But they went ahead and said, yes, you can release this.
Well, once I decided to pay for it myself, they loosened up a bit, yeah.
Now, the video, you're not well known for your serious music, although you have some. But it's not.
It's not a serious song, really. It's you know it's sick humor. It does have serious undertones, but I don't think you could really call it a serious song by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, your black humor.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a side that maybe you certainly have, but maybe we don't know as much about. And it does come up in the video as well. Tell us about how you got the idea for the video, making that particular video.
Well, it was because I was paying for it myself. We wanted to do it as cheaply as possible, so it's 95% public domain clips, and just the last shot was done live. In fact, I directed it myself because it was so simple to do, and besides, Jay Levy, who normally directs all my clips, was busy at the time. So basically, I set up the one shot, which we did in the South Bronx, because I was told that many parts of that place look like the end of the world already. And the rest of it was basically just editing.
So these clips that are public domain, describe them. What were you looking for when you went through these clips?
I had a lot of help from a man by the name of Bob Greenberg, who was in charge of coordinating and finding these old nuclear Cold War and old Christmas clips, and he compiled them all for me, and I went through these hours of tapes and arranged them and put them together.
That's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm always heavily involved in the editing process anyway, so it wasn't really much different from what I usually do on the videos.
Anything shock you in those public domain clips? Any surprises for you?
Well, just very shocking how naive a lot of the clips were, all the old duck and cover stuff, showing how to protect yourself in case of a nuclear war. You put a newspaper over your head and things like that. It was pretty upsetting.
Now, what's the response been from the public on this clip?
It's a little early to tell. It just started airing a few days ago, but I've gotten a lot of good phone calls and a lot of people that were surprised because I guess it is kind of a departure for me.
Did any of them say you're a sick puppy?
Oh no, not yet. I think people are just kind of overreacting at first.
What do you personally want for Christmas?
Oh, I'd like world peace and about $20 million.
What would you do with that $20 million?
Oh, buy just a whole bunch of boysenberry yogurt and jump in it.
What is it about boysenberry yogurt that's so wonderful?
I don't know. Somewhere within the yogurt is the meaning of life, I think. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to find out. We're going to have to go out and buy a vat of that verse. And how about New Year's resolutions?
Oh. Well, this New Year's, I just want to make the world a better place to live in. That's all I want to do.
I didn't mean to ask such a personal question that would really hit you. So now that we're looking back in 1986, not over yet, but we're looking back, what would you say was the highlight for Weird Al?
Should I answer this in the third person? Well,
Oh,
the
no.
highlight for
Yeah, right. Who are you talking to? No, for you.
Well, back in April, I had a really great bean and cheese burrito. It was just really exceptional
Where'd you get it?
at the burrito store.
What made it particularly special?
Ooh, I don't know. All the ingredients were just blended together in just that special certain way, and the cheese was just the right texture, and it's hard to describe exactly. Just one of those magical things.
And what is your biggest hope for 1987? Goal.
I'd like to bring new meaning to the word osmosis.
What's wrong with the old meaning?
I don't know what it is.
Have you thought about what the new meaning would be? I mean, are you planning for this?
No, I'm going to be planning it for a few months, and maybe somewhere spring, early summer, I'll figure it out.
What is the next video going to be? Do you know?
Well, I don't know if I can afford to do any more for this album. There might be, depending on how the performances turn out on New Year's, maybe they'll release some live videos from that.
That could be real exciting. So you don't know what the next single is either.
Nope, it'll be a surprise to me, I bet.
They don't even ask you. I mean, this is.
Well, I can, tell them what I think, but it's basically up to them.
What do you think?
Well, I don't know if there are going to be any more videos for this album. I'll probably just start working on my next record.
Aha. So Addicted to Spuds is not going to be a single.
If they wanted to be, it will, I don't know.
Tell us about the home video, The Complete Al.
Well, The Complete Al is a 100-minute long home video, which is basically a pseudo-documentary of my life story, and it contains my first 8 music videos, and it's a bargain at half the price.
Okay, we're going to switch tape.